Welcome to Unqualified. My name is Alex, and I'm unqualified to give you any advice, but I hope you listen anyway. The show's a little bit about everything, anything, and nothing all in between. So let's rub the Italian horn and the chili pepper for some good luck because people might come for me on this one, and let's get started. So, we have a very interesting story that I have been following for the past couple months coming out of Wyoming, the University of Wyoming to be specific. And the University of Wyoming has sided with a transgender female, so a male to female person, and they sided with them, letting them stay in the Kappa Kappa Gamma sorority. Now, for those who know me, for those who have watched this channel, you know that I was in a sorority. I was not a Kappa Kappa Gamma. So that's a little piece to the puzzle. But I was not a Kappa Kappa Gamma, but I was in a sorority, and it was it was not fun. It was fun, but it wasn't fun. You know what I mean? You know what I like. Put down in the comments. So I just have such a problem with this because why would you like I understand today's society we're all about letting men invade women's spaces. But why would you let a man into a sorority? I mean, we see it happening with Miss Universe, Miss America, pageants. We see them accepting men winning pageants, men winning Miss Universe. Like I believe, what is it? I think it was a man that owns Miss Universe, a trans female that owns Miss Universe now. Women. If anybody knows what that means, put it down in the comment. Uh, it's just really bothers me. So we're gonna read the article. So let's throw it to the article. Okay, so this is from Newsweek, and it says judge sides with trans sorority member accused of inappropriate erection. Oh God! And by the way, I didn't mean to call trans female. They're just trans women. Female is reserved for actual adult human female. Just letting you know. So that was my mistake. All right, let's get into this. A transgender sorority member accused of acting inappropriately towards other female members recently scored a legal victory. On Friday, a federal judge in Wyoming dismissed a lawsuit that was brought by members of the Kappa Kappa Gamma sorority at the University of Wyoming attempting to have a transgender woman removed from the Greek life organization. The dismissal by the judge comes shortly after members of the lawsuit against the Kappa Kappa Gamma sorority and the transgender member identified as Artemis Langford, saying that her membership should be voided over her gender. Okay, pause. If you have the ability to choose your name, Artemis, really? God. In March, members of the Kappa Kappa Gamma sorority filed a lawsuit against the organization and Langford, saying that Langford is a man and that Kappa Kappa Gamma limits membership to women only. Under the sorority's bylaws, every new member must be a woman. A woman is an adult human female. An adult human male is not a woman, no matter how he chooses to describe himself. That is so true. That's why I corrected myself just there. Trans women are not adult human females. Because if that's what they are pushing us to say we are, I'm an adult human female. Trans women are not females. They can say trans women are women for all they want, but it's not going to change biology. Over the past several months, transgender rights have remained a topic of conversation, with much controversy surrounding the idea of transgender women competing in female sports. In July, a non binary individual was removed from sorority at St. Lawrence University, prompting a widespread criticism and discussion of of if the individual should be reinstated. No. If you are having problems up here and you don't know your gender, why would you go to female a female-based organization, a organization surrounded, instated, made for women? Wouldn't that make you uncomfortable as a non-binary person? That's just my question. The lawsuit went on to state that Langford was admitted to the sorority through its council president and a vote from other members. What? However, after Langford was admitted to the sorority, many members said they felt uncomfortable by Langford's behavior. Oh, I wonder why. Langford states that he is transgender and that he self identifies as a woman. His behavior, however, does not reflect a man a man living as a woman, let alone a man attempting to consistently live as a woman, the complaint said. Other than occasionally wearing women's clothing, Langford makes little effort to resemble a woman. He has not undergone treatments to create more feminine appearances such as female hormones, feminization surgery, or laser hair removal. Wow. Plaintiffs often observe Langford with facial hair one would expect what on a man who either did not shave that morning or whose facial hair has regrown by the evening. Wow. Wow. Okay, so my problem okay, so I follow people like Blair White, Buck Angel, um, I can't remember his last name, but his name is Marcus. The offensive T. I can't say, the T word. But um they are all transsexuals. The difference between a transsexual and transgender is a transsexual goes that extra mile and they actually have the feminization surgery or they take hormones or they chop their breasts off and have a mastectomy or double mastectomy. God forbid they have the surgery downstairs. Jesus Christ. Um, if they do, God bless them. But there are transsexuals. Transgenders, in my opinion, are people who struggle up here. People who have problems with their identity. So to me, if you want to be a transsexual, which is someone who I will give the respect, and say, okay, you want to be identified as a he or a she, and you are making the maximum effort you possibly can financially and physically to pass as that gender, I will respect that. But people who just say that they're a different gender, I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. Especially people who are non-binary because they feel they're a woman one day, they're a man the next day. If you're that confused, you really need help. Um, and so if you actually go that physical mile, I respect you. The complaint also states that some members of the sorority felt uncomfortable by Langford's behavior on several occasions and accused Langford of staring at women and having an erection visible through his leggings. Oh my god. Additionally, the members of the sorority also alleged in the complaint that Langford stared at women in the sorority while she was changing and said that Langford had become sexually aroused. That's not right. That's not right. You need to remove that person. You need to remove that person who who's delusional enough to call themselves a woman and who's delusional to think they are and who's delusional to think that they can get away with this. God. Despite the claims made by the sorority, members by the sorority members, a federal judge ruled against the attempts to have Langford's membership voided from the Kappa Kappa Gamma chapter at the University of Wyoming. The University of Wyoming's chapter voted to admit and more broadly a sorority of hundreds of thousands approved. Langford, with its inquiry beginning and ending there, the court will not define woman today. Really? Really? The delegate of a private voluntary organization interpreted woman, otherwise undefined in its nonprofit's bylaws, expansively. This judge may not invade Kappa Kappa Gamma's freedom of expressive association and inject the circumscribed definition plaintiff's urge. Quote, the judge said, holding that plaintiffs fail to plausibly allege their derivative breach of contract, tortious interference, and direct claims, the court dismisses without prejudice plaintiff's cause of action. Wow. So basically they're saying, shove it. Wow. Or they're saying, suck it. Uh, In a statement to the Wyo file, a lawyer for Langford responded to the dismissal, saying, we are elated that the court saw the allegations against Miss Langford our way as unsubstantiated and unbenefiting of federal court. As Miss Langford outlined in her motion to dismiss, the allegations against her were largely unrelated to any legal claims the plaintiffs raised. Are you serious? Are you serious? Miss Langford can now return to campus and focus on being a student rather than having to worry about potentially defending herself against bogus claims. They're not bogus. They're not bogus claims. They're actually valid feelings. A lawyer for the member of the sorority who filed the lawsuit told Newsweek in a statement that, quote, the court's opinion reflects the idea that the plaintiff cannot agree with. Women's rights do mean something. Women's rights do mean something. Women have a biological reality that deserves to be protected and recognized, and we will continue to fight for that right just as women suffragists for decades have been told that their bodies, opinions, and safety does not matter. The court stated it would not define what a woman is. The fundamental issue has remained undecided. Wow. Wow. Do we have a picture of what this person looks like? Do we have a picture of what this person looks like? Artemis Langford. Let's let's look that up. Wow. Okay, so this person is making no no effort whatsoever. This is making me so angry. Oh my god. If I just messed up my makeup, it's because I'm upset. This person is making absolutely no effort to actually look like a woman. They are a 6 foot tall man, like 6 foot something tall man, and they are God, are they gonna probably use the excuse that, "Oh, well, they're too fat to" Wait, was this the case? Where it's, "Oh, they're too fat to show their genitals, so it's not a crime." Was that this case, or was that another case? I think that was another case, but if it was this case, I could see that. God. Okay, so we just read that article, and I am a little PO'd. Um, ugh, God. If I was in that situation and I was in my sorority and they let that happen, I'd drop. I really would. I would drop in the name of women's rights. I would. I do not agree with letting men into sororities. I definitely don't agree with the fact that he was having erections watching women getting undressed. Uh, that is disgusting. And see, this is where we see men finding loopholes in the system and saying, "Oh no, I'm transgender. I'm transgender." And they use it to take advantage of getting into women's spaces. It's so sad. If I was in that situation, like if there was a man in my sorority, women, uh, I would be so uncomfortable. I would be so uncomfortable, especially if I was in the same living quarters. Thank God I didn't live in the Greek village. Um, it was called Adelphi, and they just built a new Greek village a couple, like 2 years ago. But thank God I didn't live in the Greek village. I didn't want to be anywhere part of that. I did live with 5 other girls. Worst decision of my life. I mean, I made one good friend. Shout out to her. Uh, but it was not good. It was not good, and just just imagine being a woman and having your space invaded, your rights taken away, told that your voice doesn't matter. Imagine that. It's we fought so hard. Women fought so hard to gain rights, gain voice, gain, you know, any stake in the game. And now men are simply erasing it by redefining what the term woman is because some are mentally messed up in the head and they don't know who they are. If you don't know who they are, and genuinely with all respect and with all seriousness, but also I hate to say this, but I, it's sad that there are no asylums anymore because this is an epidemic where, and I'm not saying because this is what people are gonna say. This is what people are gonna say. Oh, you're promoting a trans genocide. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. But if you're really having that many problems with who you are, you need to go away for a little bit. And if you can't figure it out, bye. Anyway, that was my rant on that. I saw that article and I immediately got PO'd because I just thought this is just so sad that these women are being forced to go through this. It's just the same thing with Leah Thomas. You know, it, I'm a big supporter of Riley Gaines, love her, and I just I really feel uncomfortable with what men are doing lately. I mean, hell, that's why I'm gay. And people be like, "Oh well, what if like it's what how do I explain it? If it's male to female, and they still have the junk in the trunk downstairs. No, I like women. I like adult human females." And people are, "That's transphobic." No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not transphobic to have a preference. Just like people don't like dating fat people. So people don't like dating me. I'm lucky to have a girlfriend who likes and loves me the way I am. But it's so hard to find people who are accepting of, my weight. But that's their preference. Do I freak out about it? No. I don't freak out about it. I forgot. I'm like, all right, you don't like big people? You don't like big women? Okay. There are chubby chasers? I'll stay away from that. But Uh, yeah. So that was my rant. Leave me a comment. You know what I like. And hit that notification bell. And I will see you guys in the next one. Hasta la pasta, baby. Bye.